This video is just showcasing decks I played with over the years and why I love them, and simple things where a new booster box comes out, a Pacific card comes out, and how my mindset, and I'm pretty sure most of your mindsets think the same exact way, and you just see the card, read its effects, and it's like, yo, that goes perfect in this deck, or that goes perfect in that deck. And the decks I've been running over the years since it first came out was, of course, Blue Eyes White Dragon. It dominates in its own way, in so many different ways. It's a powerhouse, that's all it is. And I love power. Whether it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever, I just love the numbers. Over time, we got introduced to Synchros. So we started off with fusions. Blue Eyes just dominated. Still does. Then over time, then Synchros. We were introduced to Synchros. And I created a Stardust Assault deck. I uploaded a video a year ago, thanks to Wifey for recreating my old Stardust build, but I never posted it on YouTube before because, YouTube really didn't have deck builds when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out. It was rare you found any that posted, but I didn't think of posting it. No, who thought of when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out posting decks, like making a deck, dominating, then showing your secrets to the world so people can know how to stop it or play it in their own way. That's a common thing now in 2019 and a few years back. And then over times, you look up ideas online so you can get with the meta, get with the current times. And I've dominated when it first came out, and it did get more new support. You can check out my videos in my channel. And then once Synchros, we got a feel from it. It was followed by Exceeds, which are more basics, because fusions are any two monsters just fused together. Synchros are any two monsters synchroed. You need one tuner, one non-tuner, and their levels have to add up to the synchro monster. So fusions, you don't need that. And then Exceeds, you need two monsters of the same level to make an Exceed monster. Then we played that for a while. I did dominate with this deck too. First turn setup to control. Second turn OTK. Also had a bunch of OTKs within my Constella build, and that's also in the description. Back before Links came out, you didn't have to worry about special summoning only one monster from your extra deck unless they have Links. But I had OTKs, setups, a whole bunch. You can check out my Constella profile. You can check out my Stardust Assault profile. You can check out my Blue Eyes profile. But I don't have the original build. It's only builds that came out later on, after I was done with the military and a whole bunch of other things. And the deck I'm focusing on now is my Yugioh deck, because over time things shift. So your Blue Eyes might be the best deck of all of them. Then over time, because of the ban list, it shifts, and then the blue Stardust Assault might come back out. Then it shifts again with ban list and the way the meta is. Then Constella's dominated. Constella's were my best deck at a while, for a minute. Then Pendulums came in. I did not run Pendulums. I tried incorporating them in deck, but Pendulum is just not my thing. And then Links, I've learned a lot about Links, and I've always ran Exodia, and I'll get to a few things, but just going back to the ideas, it's like a simple card like World Legacy Guard Dragon came out, and the way my mind processes, the same as most of the great duelists out there, is you see this card, you see it's to its max potential, and then you think, hey, I can run this in my Blue Eyes deck. And then you make Guard Dragon combos broken as fields by just adding one card. Same thing goes for not so long ago for the Stardust deck, Side Reflector. A one card Stardust Assault mode. Like, hey, this is perfect. It can go with other things, but it can super juice up Stardust Assault mode. There's really no link support. There's no, Constellas. There's no one card that came out that says, hey, I can soup up Constellas, but it's still a great deck. It's just now that links, you have to link summon to special summon more monsters from your extra deck. Only summoning one link at a time is I can OTK possibly if I draw the exact right cards, but other than that, the way the meta is, you really can't do nothing. So it went from the top deck before links came out to now being useless. Blue Eyes is better. Stardust Sosomo can do way more things, but I focused on Exodia. Why? I remember when one Pacific card came out, and I was like, wait. Your mind starts working like Jimmy Neutron. Gears start shifting. Like you get a bigger picture of things with one card, and that one card was 1 day apiece. When 1 day apiece first dropped in the set, it dropped. It was like you both draw and you take no damage. Then I was thinking about old cards that I used to use in my Exodia deck to make it draw even more. And what card specifically came to mind? Appropriate. Appropriate. When your opponent draws outside of their draw phase, you draw 2 extra cards. 1 day apiece. It's making you both draw 1 card. So if you have appropriate set, next turn, you survive. 1 day apiece. Activates. If it's already activated, you can play 1 day apiece. You both draw a card. You take no damage, and you draw 2 other cards. So basically, from 1 card, you plus 3. Then there's other cards that incorporate in that. You can just check out my Exodia deck, and you can see fully why I like to run appropriate Exodia. Simple cards that come out later on, I guess better late than never, that just make all your decks change. You shift. I'm pretty sure at one time or another you have more than one deck, and one deck is really great for that time, and then the ban list might hit it or whatever the case is, and then it shifts. You shift to another deck, and then that deck goes higher and more playable, and so forth. So currently, for now, I am fixated on my Exodia. It has the best win possibility, locks the field, extra draw. I'm gonna be updating a July 2019 version probably later today, so you can stay tuned. But that's basically it. One card comes out, a simple card, and you're like, hey, that can tune up one of my 4 decks. These are 4 decks I currently top play with. I've always ran Exodia since the beginning. I've always ran Blue Eyes. Later on, I love more Dragons, then Constellas. They run with the star charts. And I do have an Exodia build if you want to check it out. It has a lot of views and everything, but it's not for that reason. It's because at one point I incorporated all 3 of these top monsters in one deck. My first appropriate Exodia deck, I ran Exodia appropriate. It also had a Blue Eyes draw with White Stone of Legend. Also, it's synchroed to Stardust Dragon. So in one deck, I had Exodia, also Blue Eyes in that same deck, and Stardust Dragon in the same deck. So I ran a fusion of all 3 of these deck themes in one. But it drew out. You can summon Blue Eyes. You can synchro. And upon synchroing, you're searching out because the pieces were like Emissary, Sangang. You tune it up with the White Stone of Legend. You synchro, went into Stardust with Sangang, Emissary, and White Stone. You search out a Blue Eyes. You draw 2 pieces of Exodia from the Emissary and the Sangang. Then you can play D-Synchro. The deck was just beast for its time. And I also made that deck when 1 day apiece came out. When 1 day apiece dropped, it was at 3. Obviously, when card first comes out, unless it's too broken, it immediately gets banned or set to 1. It was when 1 day apiece came out. I thought of appropriate. I also ran it with Blue Eyes to synchro into synchros. So that one deck was just so broken for me, and I loved it because it went undefeated and untouched for 3 years on the ban list. Then at a Pacific time, the ban list hit 1 day apiece to 1, and it completely changes. Then I stopped using it. Like I said, once a ban list hits, sometimes you don't want to use the deck no more because the core card It makes it harder to draw out. It was it was funny as hell just watching people scoop or get upset because my Exodia deck was undefeated. I also have the appropriate searching Exodia if you wanna on my channel too. But for now, that's basically it. One card coming out can just change up everything for your deck. It can make it super great, viable against the meta. But for now, I'm gonna get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. I'm currently trying to make my Exodia build in Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution. So that's what I'm doing. I probably do some Link play, Link Evolution videos on my channel. If you think I should, just let me know, and I'll guarantee get into it. If not, I'll just debate it on my own. But hope you enjoy your day. Hope everything's going good, and catch you later.